Squid in, squid life. What's up, guys? DJ MotoVlogs. Welcome to the Brooklyn Navy Yard. We're at the almost all the way at the end of the yard, and check out that view. So beautiful. That sunset is amazing. Yeah. So as some of you may know, I did some upgrades to the bike. Did a couple of mods a few days back. So I wanted to make a detailed video for you guys and just talk about some of the stuff I did. If you guys don't know, this is my 2005 Kawasaki ZX6R 636. The previous owner, did a custom paint job on the bike. So has this. I think it was painted with a gold base on the like the first layer, and then they sprayed a beautiful shade of green, and then they touched it up on these edges and stuff here with a airbrush, and they did a darker green. So let me just cover up my license plate real quick. Okay, alright, so let's talk about the mods. I wrote down what I did on a post-it note so I don't forget, because I always seems to not plan out these videos, and then I just always say and that just gets real annoying real quick. So first thing I did was I changed up the exhaust. I used to have a hot bodies exhaust system. So what that was, it just pretty much a straight Y pipe that connects to over here, and it goes inside, and then two outlets come out, and it's covered by a plastic piece. Looked really clean on the bike, and it was very unique. I'd never seen any other bike like that. Only thing was, it's super like loud. It was like obnoxiously loud, and also it created so much heat that after about 20 minutes of riding, like I could, like my seat over here would get hot, that I get uncomfortable. Like there was no way a passenger could go on the back of the bike. It was just creating way too much heat, and I was afraid that it would cause other issues. And on top of that, the heat messed up the ECU, so I actually had to change the ECU on the bike, because the heat was just causing it to melt inside, and the bike would just shut off. So I switched it with a Yoshimura RS5 exhaust that I got used from eBay. I got a really good deal on it. Installed it myself. It was pretty easy. Just a couple of bolts were kind of hard to get to under here, but nothing too hard. I got it done in less than an hour. And noise-wise, I think it's a little too quiet for my taste. I'm gonna look into making the exhaust a little bit louder. Some people told me to cut it up and shorten the exhaust, and they said, when you do that, it reduces the amount of packing inside. So they said it'll make it louder. However, one thing I noticed right away after I installed the exhaust was the bike feels the bike feels very responsive right after I switch the slip-on. I feel like I have a lot more low-end torque from it, because there's a little bit of back pressure now without because usually before I was just running straight pipes pretty much, and it has a good tone to it, above 7,000 8,000 RPM. The it gets loud enough that you can actually hear it. So so far I'm pretty happy with it, but I'm gonna look into shortening the can and to make it just a little bit louder, and so that way it'll be perfect. It still put out a little bit of heat, but nothing nothing compared to the hot bodies exhaust. Next thing I did was I got new stainless steel brake lines. So these are gold on gold. The what do you call a banjo bolt here or something? That's also gold plated. Well, not real, but it's gold. They're by a company called Coremoto, Coremoto. Very good company. They actually made them when you order. It's like made to order, or whatever it is. When you place the order, that's when they build them, so they don't have them sitting around and stuff. And so core moto, the gold wasn't exactly what I expected. I was hoping for a gold more closer to the color of the caliper, but I'm happy with it. And the installation went on without any problems. They fit great, and they send you the bolts with it, everything that you need to install it, and very good instructions in the package. And so the reason for doing this is brake lines, if you guys don't know, the rubber hoses, the rubber brake lines that come from the factory, after a while, from exposure to the elements and heat and all that, they tend to deteriorate a little bit. And also when you apply the brake, like the fluid moves and the line itself would expand, and then you would have to put more input to get the same amount of braking. So these stainless steel braided lines reduce that the tendency to expand, and so you get a really firm brake lever or brake pedal, and the bike is just more responsive. It gives you more confidence when you're riding. The next thing I want to do is to upgrade the brake pads. I was thinking of getting the EBC, the double H sintered pads, or there's another company that Afro Rider recommended. I think it was called Vesrah, VESRAH. He said those were they had more performance, he said, so I'm gonna look into getting those. They were a little bit more expensive than the EBCs, but I like to spend the most amount of money and get the best one I can afford, when it comes to stuff like braking, because it's just safety equipment. You have to get the best you can. So yeah. Next thing was I also upgraded the taillight. I got a TST Industries integrated programmable sequential taillight. That's a mouthful. So this is the smoked version, and so it has pretty much two modes, or two things that you can customize. The brake, when you brake, you can program it to do a strobe, so it would strobe 3 times and then go solid. And the other thing is the signals. You can set it to be sequential, so it would go from middle to left or middle to right. I'm very happy with the product. As far as fitment, everything went on very smoothly. Installation was a breeze. It's very easy to program to do the stuff, and the wiring was just all plug and play. Price wise, it was a little bit expensive, especially when you can get a $20 taillight that does the same thing pretty much. But I wanted to get a good quality one that I didn't have to deal with any issues, so I paid the premium, and I had to say I'm very happy. Also, I don't know if the other thing I got was I got a TST Industries flasher relay. So when you switch that with the factory one, it stops that the hyper blinking when you upgrade your tail lights. When you upgrade your signal lights to LEDs. So and I hate the hyper blinking because it just looks like you did a half-assed job. So I went ahead and paid the extra $20 and ordered that. That thing also very easy to replace. It's all plug and play. It takes like 5 minutes to do it. Another quality product. So TST Industries, thumbs up to them. I like their products, and their customer service is very good. They get back to you with information if you need it. One thing to remember is if you do have one of these bikes and you're going to order the taillight, they don't mention that they send you the resistors to fix the hyper blinking. I didn't know that, so that's why I ordered the flasher relay. But now that I'm thinking of it, I'm glad I went with the relay, because just cutting up wires and putting in the resistors and all that is just a pain in the ass. This is just quick plug and play. So it's worth the $20 if you're like me and you want things to done cleanly without having to take apart wires and whatnot. Next mod is, look, I have a really bad memory. Oh, the other thing, the biggest mod that so far now my favorite. At first, my favorite mod was the taillight, but I switched out both my tires. I got brand new tires, Michelin Pilot Powers. So I changed both front and back. The front is 120/65/17 and the rear is 180/55 18s, excuse me, 17s. And right away I feel a huge difference. Because I do mostly city riding, I don't get to corner that much. And so same thing for when I bought the bike, the tires that came, the middle was pretty flattened out. So the bike did not want to lean into the turns, and I used to think that it was because the bike was lowered. But I think the reason that I didn't want to lean into turns was because the tire was flattened in the middle. So it just wanted to go straight and like be like up, just standing up. But as soon as I switched to these tires, boy, the bike just leans in very nicely. It's very responsive to your inputs, and the tire, it has the I think it's called a tri-compound or dual compound, whatever it is. The middle of the tire is hard, the compound is harder, so you can do more upright riding, and it won't flatten out the tire as quickly. But on the side, it has softer compound, so when you lean the bike, you get good amount of grip and you have more confidence, on the ride. So and right away I can tell that it's an amazing upgrade. I'm telling you guys, if you guys have to get tires, get the best one you can afford. This was the best I can afford, and these had really good reviews, and I got them. I think I got I got front and back shipped for $210, so you can beat that, 2 tires. And the Michelin Pilot Powers have very good reviews from users, both on track and street. I think they're more favorable for maybe like a little bit harder street riding than track use. But believe me, I don't have enough skill to come even use 9/10 of the power what these tires are capable of providing. And so far I'm very happy. I'm actually looking forward to riding up to upstate New York, to where I rode the Ducatis, and taking the bike out there and see how the bike performs in the corners. I think with these new tires it's gonna be an absolute blast. Yeah, so these are my mods, guys. Another thing, if you guys wondering, this is what I use to mount my cell phone when I'm riding, or I also use it to mount my electronic toll pass. This is a IOTTIE, is IOTTIE phone mount. This is not made for motorcycles. It's actually meant to go on car windshields. But the adhesive it uses, it's removable, but it's really actually pretty hard to remove. Once it sticks, it sticks like really hard. But it holds the phone very nicely. And I also use it when say I need need the navigation on my phone. I connect it to my Bluetooth headset on the helmet, and then I can kind of like flip the phone up like this, and I can kind of just glance down real quick while I'm riding and actually see the map on the screen. So I've been using it for a while now, and haven't had any problems. I never lost the phone or anything like that. So, and it's a very cheap alternative to getting a RAM mount, which is like $50. So this you can buy on Amazon. I think it's for like this is the older model, so I think this one's about $12 on Amazon. So yeah, if you guys need a cheap way to mount your cell phone and or a toll pass or whatever, there you go. IOTTIE phone mount. It's perfect. And I also waxed the bike yesterday, so it's just absolutely clean. I love it. Looks so good. Only thing is this thing is broken, this mount right here, so I'm gonna have to get a new windshield, but it's nothing too crazy. Bike is running good. There are a few other things that I want to do. I want to get a power commander and maybe a custom dyno tune, maybe change out the full exhaust, but other than that, the bike is good and I love it. Can't go wrong with the Kawasaki 636. Looks like the sun went down. Beautiful day out today. You guys need to come down to New York in the summer and hang out. Maybe we all can go riding. Hit me up, guys. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think about my bike and my mods. I look forward to seeing you guys in another video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.